My project is the Nomad Barista because quite a few years ago I decided I loved traveling and I wanted to travel the world, but through the lens of coffee. I thought I want to do something a little bit more unique. I want to discover coffee cultures in each of the places that I'm going. How can we showcase the coffee cultures from around the world?
Günaydın. So we're on our way to Istanbul Technical University. It's going to be our first talk of speaking to. We're really excited to chat with an eager group of students who want to learn more, hopefully, about the cultures and traditions of coffee around the world. As I learn here in Turkey, I'm learning every single time I come here. It's my third time. It's great to be back in Istanbul. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. So thank you to Kurukahveci Mehmet Efendi for inviting me and for being here and for making this event happen. Coffee sometimes has this ability to also transcend that experience that we might have had depending on who you're with and which cultures you're in. Who's your number one experience?
It's kind of similar with the Turkish way, so I'm enjoying with that.
Adapted a little bit.
What do you think about the question you just asked us? Coffee resources will run out in a couple of years maybe.
And this was made in a 3D printer in our faculty. So thank you very much for visiting us, sharing your journey and sharing your passion with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
At each stop on the tour, I had the pleasure of brewing coffee for the students, both hand brew and, of course, Turkish style. Our next stop was Boğaziçi University in Istanbul, and it was one of the most beautiful campuses I'd ever seen, with incredible views of the Bosphorus and, of course, Anatolia on the other side.
You can try both and see what you like more.
Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay. Coffee, and that's the pour over.
I'm always impressed with how many engaged students come to learn about the coffee world with their best energy, and this crowd had some insightful questions.
Decrease in the popularity of Turkish coffee among especially young people in Turkey, and what do you think about the reasons behind that, and ways to promote Turkish coffee more among the teenagers?
So here we are on a Turkish coffee farm. You don't hear that every day. And they've made a greenhouse, of course, to grow coffee and some other fruits. These ones are about 3 to 4 years old when coffee trees or coffee plants tend to mature enough to produce great, juicy coffee fruit. But this is not a typical region or even country for growing coffee. So this is very, very unique. They're basically the first of their kind. And with, with climate change and also just different forms of cultivation, finally, we've been able to get Turkish grown coffee. So we can grow coffee, roast it up, grind it up, brew it up, and drink it all in Turkey for the first time.
Belki önümüzdeki yıllarda birazcık da hasatla ilgili hani normal hasat zamanını belirlemek için belki bir örnek alıp ondaki şey nedir onları bir inceleyip bundan sonra daha bilimsel yolla yapmamız gerektiği kanısındayım ben.
Izmir has been high on my list of places to visit for a long time, and meeting the students at İzmir Institute of Technology was a great way to start the next leg of our journey across Turkey.
Yeah. I get it. You can tell that it's like good quality.
It has some herbs in it, other than
like different than Turkish coffee, but it still has Turkish coffee in it. Chocolate maybe.
Very high way with aesthetic very high. Why is this? Is it for take the air in it, or is it spontaneous thing? I don't know.
Was actually grown on the same farm in Gazipaşa. So that's why we brought it along with us, so we could show you. Here's how local. Here's how fresh this coffee is. You know, I wanted to show you the farm and allow you to eat something from the farm.
I wanted to meet the people and the owners and the baristas behind the scenes. And I wanted to hear their stories. And I wanted to share their stories in writing. So that was my first project. The blog was a great way to connect with people. Really, that was the main purpose, so they can get inspired by seeing different cultures, by traveling.
It was a long drive from Izmir to our final stop on the tour in the university town of Eskişehir, so we took a break in Kütahya to make a quick coffee with Mehmet Efendi's Colombian espresso roast. Arriving in Eskişehir, Anadolu University was actually my first time giving a talk with live translation, and our translators were really such a great team to brew with.
With Kurukahveci Mehmet Efendi, so thank you, huge thank you to them for setting this up. Where?
Italia.
That I've heard. But, that's why I was curious.
Not only about food and served coffee from the original form.
I tried Assyrian coffee.
So what was the most interesting or shocking coffee culture you've had experienced before?
How can we take it, move forward among other coffees?
Actually, the best way to learn is teaching, right? So you know that you know something if you can share it with others in the best way possible. So a little bit of everything.
Hope to see you next time.